a lot of times when I do these reviews, it is just on the whim. I think to myself, you know what? I'll do a review of The Searchers, or I'll do a review of Doctor Strangelove, or whatever. With my album reviews, I like to think that I'm getting a little bit better at them, even though I still have quite a ways to go. But I haven't done an album review yet that has been on the whim. They've all been very steady, very heavily examined. But right now, I'm going to do what is probably my biggest album review to date, because the ones that I've done so far have all been local. I'm from suburban Ottawa, and the music that I've done, they've all been from bands and artists that are exclusively local, and haven't reached um, like global superstardom yet, as of yet. But of course, I'm not disrespecting them or anything, but Whitesnake, their 1987 album, is something that I do think is um, going to be my best thing yet, my best album review as of yet. Because I've listened to it so many times for so many years that, and also so many people know this album lickety split. If they don't know this album, they definitely know at least one song on the album, which is "Here I Go Again." But of course, I'm sure that some people know "Give Me All Your Love" and "Still the Night" and "Is This Love." But those aren't even the best songs on the album, so that just goes to say. So yeah, this album is it's Whitesnake's seventh studio album, and if I'm not mistaken, this was their first. This was one of their first American released things. Well, I mean, like, yeah, it did gain global popularity, but um, two songs on the album, which are "Here I Go Again" and "Crying in the Rain," were done beforehand from the Saints and Sinners album. But they re-recorded, they redid them, and out came two great songs on this album. And yes, the re-recordings of "Crying in the Rain" and "Here I Go Again" do sound much better on this album than they do on Saints and Sinners. So right now I'm going to dive straight into each song. So it opens up with "Crying in the Rain," and this one right here is a total banger. The thing with Whitesnake is, yes, they are like around this time they were becoming a hair metal act, and not all the songs on the album are really fall into that category, which is quite good. Definitely are hair metal, some of the songs, but some of them are straight up regular heavy metal, and I like that. "Crying in the Rain," it's tough to say if it would be exclusively heavy metal. It does definitely have some, like, this re-recording of it definitely does have a little bit of hair vibe to it, but it is mostly a regular heavy metal song, which is good. I do think that the guitar solo in this kind of runs on a little bit too long, but that's just my complaint. This is a great banger of a song. The second song on it is "Bad Boys," not the song by Inner Circle that plays in the show Cops. No, this song is probably the best "Bad Boys" song that I've ever heard. Of course, that's a very common term. It's a common phrase. It's a common song name. But this one is really good. I totally love it. Sometimes I even use the term "I steal around like a thief in the night, dance until the break of day." Nobody knows what I'm talking about. They just think I'm being silly. But I'm actually quoting Whitesnake here. Yeah, this one, totally awesome. Number three is "Still the Night," which is the longest song on the album. Now, "Still the Night" is good, but the thing that I'm not totally hot about with this is that the song, okay, it's 6.5 minutes. It could easily have been cut in half because they essentially repeat themselves around the halfway point. I didn't think that was necessary. But I still do listen to it a lot. I just simply skip to the next song when it gets to the halfway points because it just repeats itself. Number 4 is the hottest song in the album, Here I Go Again. Again, definitely better on this album than on Saints and Sinners. I know I said that already, but I just wanted to reinforce that this is a better album than Saints and Sinners. This one, definitely hair metal. It's hair metal at its peak. The year was 1987, as I said, and this is it's a great one. It's plain and simple. Number 5 is "Give Me All Your Love." Um, yeah, this one, another really good one. It is. It's a lot of fun. I'm sure that people know this one. Yeah, the middle couple of songs, including "Give Me All Your Love," I'm sure people know that one, and if they like in an instant. Number 6 is "This Love." Now, this one is it's the most different one. It's kind of a rock song, but it's a ballad. You know, like every rose has its thorn. This one is probably my least favorite song on the album, just because I think that when you look at the easygoing hair metal ballads, this one simply comes up a little short. Not a big deal. Number 7 is "Children of the Night," and it's one of the best songs on the album. The riff of it is kind of like Bad Boys. In fact, I had the song on my iPod, and I rearranged each song so that right after Bad Boys, it gets straight into Children of the Night. Just because the riffs sound similar, and they both have a similar vibe and tone, and they're just really similar songs, but Children of the Night is still able to maintain its own identity, and I really like that about it. Either way, it's a badass song. I love it. Number 8 is "Straight for the Heart." The last two songs of the album are kind of cheesy because they don't like. See, the thing is, the biggest songs on the album, yeah, they're cheesy hair metal songs, but they do have that certain charm to it that most of their hair metal classics do. "Straight for the Heart" and number 9, "Don't Turn Away." They don't really have that that great essence of the great hair metal things that give it its sense of wonder that the other ones on the album do. I personally like "Straight for the Heart" and "Don't Turn Away," not quite as much as the others. But if you don't like "Straight for the Heart" or "Don't Turn Away," then that's no big deal because at least I like both those songs. Not quite as much as the classics on this. Yeah, the only song that I'm not a really big fan of is "This Love." So what? It's the one that got away. David Coverdale, who is the front man, he's just such a good singer. He's amazing. And yeah, whenever I hear this album, it always takes me back to when I was a teenager. And I just go like, oh my God. It, yeah, I wasn't alive in the 80s, but I just love listening to 80s hair metal bands. And I would say that when I was around 14 or 15, that's when I first heard Blind Guardian, and it really kicked the doors open for me liking all different kinds of metal music. Well, see, before hearing Blind Guardian, there was a few different kinds of genres, subgenres of heavy metal that I liked, and the biggest thing for me was glam metal. And this Whitesnake album was the album that I loved, that I always went to. because I couldn't listen to anything like Slayer or Behemoth because that was something a little too much for me. It was the hair metal stuff that I liked. And you listen to this album and everything sounds so good. Like David Coverdale's vocals are just amazing. And John Sykes as a guitar player is underrated. Who knows who this John Sykes guy is? This will always have a special place in my heart. Aside from Is This Love, this is just about a perfect album. I love it dearly. Buy it.